Hey guys, welcome back. In the previous section, we discussed about the h1 tag and the p tag, and we also added some contents into it. So in this section, we will be talking about the image tag and the div tag, and also we'll do some styling to it. So let's see how to do that. First, we will write the image tag. So following the image tag, we'll add a class name to it, and we'll name it image_1. We will discuss about the class attribute later in the section. So following the class attribute, we'll be adding a source attribute. So within the source attribute, what it does is, it helps us to pass the path of the image which will be showing there. So in our case, we'll be passing the path which is something like image slash the name of the image. Following that, we'll add width and height of the image, which for now we'll put as 300 pixels each. So this aspect is completely optional. We can add any height and width as we want. But since we are following our final web page, we'll be adding only 300 pixels here. So once we do that, the image tag is a self-closing tag. So we close it like this. After that, we'll save it. And let's see how it looks on the browser. So the image came as we expected. Now we'll talk about the div tag. So before we go and write the code, let's talk what is a div tag. A div tag is used to divide an HTML page into different sections. So imagine your web page has one head section and a content part followed by a footer. So what we do is, we divide all these three into different div tags and put corresponding contents within it. So let's add a div tag onto our web page. We'll open the div tag and we'll close it. Div tag is not a self-closing tag like the image tag. So once we do that, what we do is, we copy all the contents and put it within the div tag. So that is the basic functionality of div tag. We are supposed to put all the contents within div tags to divide a particular web page into different sections, which makes our code more readable and understandable. We'll also add a class name for the div tag and we'll name it as main. So what is this class name? A class name is a unique identifier for various elements within a web page. So what it does is, with the help of this class name, we can identify each element and we can add unique styling to each and every element. That is the basic functionality of class. So once we add the div tag, we'll save it and see. Once we save it and go back to the browser, we can see there is no much change in it. And div is not supposed to bring much change to the web page. It is only supposed to act as the container. We will be able to see this change once we add styling to it. So let's go and add the styling. We will add the styling to a web page in a .css file. We've already created a file for us. So let's go over there and add a styling. First of all, we'll add styling to the body tag. We'll add it like this. The styling we'll be adding here is something called as a text align slide. And we'll be giving it a value of center. What this does is, it brings all the contents within the body tag onto the center of the web page. So once we do that, we'll save it. Now what we need to do is, we have to link this CSS file to the HTML. How do we do that? We'll go to the HTML page. In the head section, we make use of the link tag. In the link tag, what we'll do is, we'll specify the relationship and we'll also specify the link to this particular CSS file. We make use of the rel attribute to specify the relationship, and also we'll make use of the href attribute to pass the link to the CSS file. So how do we pass the link? We pass it like we did for the image. We put in the folder name where the CSS file is and followed by the name of the file itself. So once we do that, our styling is done. And we've also linked it to the HTML page. Now all we have to do is save it. Once we've done that, let's go to the browser and see how it looks. As you can see, all the contents has been brought to the center of the web page. So that's all for today's section. In the next section, what we'll do is, we'll add some more styling and we'll continue with the other part of the web page. Thank you.